we're talking about enclosed spaces here with small communities. Why, in one sense, that sounds a good idea for a crime novel, but at the same time, it's very restricting, isn't it? On what you can do.
I think it's liberating in a way, because people are the same wherever they are, and what we do is, as a crime writer, I think, and Peter too, it's the culture is there and it adds to the story. I think, in a way, it's easier to set it in a small community, especially if you write fairly traditional crime, as I do. And what I'm really interested in is that, almost that psychological archaeology, where you dig back into families and find out what it is that happened in the past that reverberates in the present and causes stress and tension in the present. And in a way, that everybody talks about Shetland as bleak. And I suppose it's bleak in the sense that there are a few trees, and I've been in storms in Shetland where you literally can't stand up, and it knocks out all the electricity, and it's wild, it's really wild. But then you would knock at somebody's door and it would be, come in, you'll take a dram. Or come in, I've just got some scones out of the oven. And you've got that warmth and that sense of a really strong community coming together and throwing parties and sharing ideas and stories with this great storm going on outside. So I think it's a contrast between that bleakness but that warmth of community, and I'm quite interested in that.
I did some research for a part of the story that goes back in history to an event that happened in, it was really the 1st of January 1919. It was a ship bringing troops home from the First World War called the Isle Air. And it sunk just outside of Stornoway, yards from the shore in the middle of the night during some rough weather. It hit a reef. And well over it's about 240 people died. And it's the second worst peacetime maritime disaster in British history, second only to the Titanic. And nobody on the island for decades would talk about it. And even today, I mean, it was kept so quiet in a sense that people at large in the rest of the UK know little or nothing about it.
Yeah.
Yet it was an extraordinary event in British history. But you were talking about the character of the island and the nature of the weather, of course. You've probably seen the same thing on the Isle of Lewis. You can see waterfalls going up the way with the strength of the wind. Yeah. And it's absolutely true. Yeah. But I think that the nature of the geography of the island, the relentless nature of the sea and the wind and the cold, the dark winters, definitely shapes the character of the people who live there. Yeah. And when you write about a place like that, the island itself is a major character in your story. And in a way, it's a character that you have no control over because it is what it is, and you can only write about it as you see it, as it impinges upon the world.